Hey y'all, Monroe here. I finally got the rest of the material for that barn door over North Augusta that I'm building. This is basically the rough fit of how this is going to look. I have to trim this because these boards are a lot longer than what they need to be. So I just wanted to kind of get an idea to make sure that I got all the material I needed. I absolutely loathe these damn big box stickers. Now, what I'm going to do is pull a tape on this all across, and I'm going to mark it for these dowels. And what I'm going to do is drill a hole through here, and there'll be another one I drill on the other side. So these dowels will go in here, just like that. But they'll be like down in there. And what the other one will do, I'll have them every so often, is before I put them together, I'll stain this, and then I'll put glue on top of it. And these will be in there, and then I'll put them together. And with the one on top and the one on bottom, they'll hold together tighter. Because these will be glued, this will be glued, and when you put them together, they're going to hold tight. Pretend these are the big panels, okay? Now what they're going to do, what this is this jig centers my hole, okay, of this board. And then I have a marker here of how deep to go with my little dowel rod about halfway. I put them in there, and what I'll do is I'll put glue here. I drill the same thing on this side too, okay? And then what it does, you just line them up. Now I know this is not lined up straight. This is how I'm practicing on this. And you clamp them together. You got a nice surface like this, and this will be all the way down the door panels, okay? Every 12 inches, they'll be in here, and they'll be tight. And once the glue dries, it'll keep it from expanding, and it'll help me keep them lined up too. That way, the one board won't be like this, and one board won't be like this. They'll be straight, flush, just like this. Marked everywhere where I'm going to be putting the screw. I'm only using 1.25 inches, and I already put the glue down. Now these are going to come out. Right now I'm just pulling it so it'll flatten out and everything like that. It'll squish the glue down real good. These are going to be taken out one at a time, and when I do, I'm going to go back and put those dowel rods back in there and cut them, and it'll look like the whole barn door is being held by the dowels. And the reason I know they're going to hold real tight is because every time I put them at different angles. So they're not all working straight up, okay? They're all working against each other. So you won't be able to pull them apart once they get in there and the glue dries up. All right, looks like they all pulled up really good. And I'm just going to do the same thing to that side. When I take the clamp, once I get that side done, I can start working on the X frame of it, because that's how they want it. This is the top, and they wanted the boards crisscrossed like a big X. But it is too nice of a day to be sitting there on that damn TV, or on a tablet, or a phone, or anything. dig in the dirt, play out here, I don't care. Just don't go inside.
Nice. I'm done. 6, 7.
What I did was I took the width of these boards, these panels are going this way, which are 9 1/4. Divided by 2 is 4 5/8. So what I did with each panel, on this side I marked 4 5/8 all the way down on both sides. And then my little girl, she had one end of the line, I had the other, and we pulled it and popped it. And what that did was, that gave me a reference of the center of each one of them, each panel, so I can put them down inside. And again, the screws are going to be coming out and the dowels are going to go in that place. Now, I also marked on the inside, from this edge over, 1/16, I think, or 1/8, on both sides this way. So it's a straight line. When I put these dowels in, when you look down through here, they're going to be straight all the way down. The way I'm getting these measurements is I'm taking the edge of this board and I'm lining at the corner with this one. I'm making it flush here and doing the same thing over there. Making sure this corner is flush right here. Now I will have to also go back and mark these as well, but I want to get this part done first. Then when I mark those, I'll just cut those and all it will fit right down in there. Right now, this is pretty much assembled. This is how it looks, except for the pegs. Other than that, this is how it's going to look. When you're making your marks on clean wood like this, use a very light pencil, or don't use one of those big old fat like ones from Home Depot, or what they call a carpenter's pencil. I use them all the time. Use a very, very sharp pencil and very light, because if you don't get it off, you'll see it through the stain. Okay, you really will. It'll pop out like a light, it will. You will see it very easily. And if you just put a clear coat like on this is not a clear coat, but if you just put a constant clear coat all over this, that would pop out like you would not believe. So if you're using a pencil and it's going to be finished work kind of like this, and people are going to see repeatedly over and over and over and quite often, make sure make your marks very light, and then go over and double check everywhere you think you put a mark, okay? Because it will show up. I have this there was a knot right here and it popped out on me, and I don't know where it went. If I knew where it was, I would just glue it back in there. But I think what I'm going to have to do is take this and sharpen it down enough where it'll go in there, and then glue it in, and then fill the rest of it in with putty or whatever. Now this is hardwood. I think this is poplar. I think this is pine. So when I go over this with a stain that they picked out, which is I'm not really sure yet, I think it's some kind of walnut, but this will look different than the pine. It'll stand out a little bit. All right, here comes a very time-consuming task. This is the part where I put all the dowels in. There is 72 of these to put in. And this is called a flush saw. The reason is the blade can bend either way, and when you cut it or saw it, it gets 95% flush with this piece. Now when I get done with the rest of them, let's see, this is 4 of them, 72, with the rest of 68 of them. I cut off the back side of the dowel, sand them, and now I'm just going to set up the boards for the next one. Hey, I'm trying to talk to you. Hey, I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to talk to you. What? Yeah, that's how it closes up right there. Yes, it does. Don't tell me no. And now it'll be a smooth panel like this. Yep. Yep. See how it's smooth across? There's no, can't tell there's a seam there? Yep, right there. Take your time and sound them out. Like I said, it doesn't, what I told you before, it don't do a bit of good finishing first if you get half of them wrong. The Elements is no friend to woodwork. Hot, cold, it can make it go, it can split it, it can warp it, it can do anything. When I glued this up last night with my little girl, my oldest, she was helping me. These were fine. And I came out here this morning, there's these stress cracks, a little bit, all down the panel. Just the way it goes. I'm gonna fill them in though. Look like it's part of the grain. Holy shit. What the? That is not fucking acceptable. Okay. Alright. That's what I do. Whew. The client didn't care for how light that shade they picked out was. And I was kind of surprised it was that light as well. But so I'm going to do another little sample piece of something that I have that might work for them. They might like better, I don't know. And yes, I just used a pencil as a stirring stick. And I have enough of this to do it. Put them side by side and on the door and show them what it looks like. Now this is darker, but one thing I did forget. I want them to see what distress would look like. So that's why I put different things on there. Different hits, different whatever, to make it look like it's old. This is darker than the other one that they chose. All right, let's go put it beside the other one and take a picture and see what they think. They liked it darker, and I thought they would. This is just Thompson's water seal because this is going outside. It's not an indoor piece. Now I'm letting out these aggravating four-legged demons. Go ahead, go, 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 go. And I'm gonna get ready to finish. No, go play. Go play. You dumb and fed, you dumb and watered. Go play. Yes, go play. Go chase a rabbit or something, squirrel. But anyway, I don't have hardly, well, not a whole lot left on these barn doors. This one has been sealed already, meaning with Thompson's water seal. And then the back side of this one. This is what the back looks like. And yes, this is my brand. And I gotta flip it over and stain and seal that one the same way as this is. So hopefully I'm gonna try to get this finished and then I get this stuff out of my way. When I laid this one up here, I forgot to do the final little rollover, I call it, to make sure everything's smooth the way I want it. And I'm glad I did, because some of these edges are not as rounded as I would like. But for the most part, they're pretty good, but there's still some spots. So I'm gonna touch it up before I go ahead and start staining it. I don't think I went over these dowels with my sander, so. I was looking through one of my other social media platforms, and I was reading some of the comments and replying to some of them I don't. They was, I don't know, I guess he's a professional painter or whatever. He said, you really should do this, you really should do that, you know, you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. I'm like, well, okay, yeah, you're probably right, you might be right, I don't know. But, I don't know, that's just your opinion, dude, you know. I probably am doing it wrong, I might be, but I really don't care, it's getting done. I'm sure there is a proper way to put black walnut stain on a piece of store-bought pine. I'm sure there is, but I mean, that's just your opinion. I'm getting it done, so what does it matter? You know, and I'm sure there's some professional carpenters out there. Actually, I know there is. One guy said, that thing looks like it's out of square. Well, I'll tell you what, out of 119 inches across both ways, it is out of square. It's out of square a 1/16 of an inch, but it's out of square over 119 inches. And I'm not looking for perfection. None of the stuff that I build for anybody or myself, I do not build or attempt to build to perfection. I never do. Because I know I will not get it perfect. So I don't even try. I'll get to it pretty close, and depending on what either I'm going in my house or family member's house or somebody, you know, a friend, I don't know. I don't care. Depending on what they want. If they want something perfect, go to Kia. You're gonna have a hell of a time putting that shit together, but those of you that bought something from Kia, I never have, but I've put stuff together for people that has. Shit, no. Kiss on that. Some of them ain't that bad, but some of them, like, it'll make you say a lot of bad words. These are my new Goodwill jeans. Oh shit. I don't want to get nothing on them yet. And I know some of y'all are like, what in the world is Goodwill jeans? Well, some of you know and some of you don't. If you know, you know. I remember this going a lot quicker the other day. But then I got thinking, I had some pretty good help helping me too. I had an Amazon lady yesterday delivering some packages. Imagine that. She brought them up here to my shop and she saw me working on these and she goes, wow, that looks good, everything, blah, 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 blah. And she's got talking and everything like that. And she said, how'd you learn so much? I was like, well, probably because I mess up a lot. That lady just kind of laughed at me. And I said, I'm serious, I mess up a lot and I learn from my mistakes. If I didn't learn from my mistakes, I'd be in management. Well, they're done. 100 inches even, tall, 64.5 wide, 3/4 inch thick, big box material. This is the back. This is how the front looks like. This task complete. Client was pleased when I sent the pictures, and now just waiting for delivery. Y'all stay salty. God bless.